What is the word, y'all? This is Devontae's Reaper Training. Y'all now tuned into the Reaper Motivation Podcast. Appreciate y'all for joining me today, man. So today's podcast, don't worry. If y'all heard my last one, I'm definitely not gonna be as fired up as the last one I was. But today I actually wanted to follow up on something that I talked about in that podcast. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I get kind of fired up like I was on those, I get to rambling. And every now and again, I'll touch on something that when I go back and listen to, I was like, I shouldn't have mentioned that. But because I did mention this, I thought I should clarify what I meant to prevent any confusion, I guess. What that is when I said about being a stepdad. So I'm a clarify a few things and talk about a few things and my feelings on it and all that stuff. Before I do that though, I want to emphatically state something. There is nothing wrong with being a stepdad to children at all. There's not. To be honest with you, I commend it. And the reason why I commend it is because a lot of y'all don't gotta understand. A lot of people, if you're a very I'm trying to think of the word to say. If you're a good role model, right, as a man, you carry yourself in a masculine way. You're upbeat. You're in good shape. You have a good job and everything like that. You can be the catalyst of something special for somebody who doesn't have that in their lives. And to be a stepdad is basically selflessly acting as a role model for somebody who really needs it. So I never want to, I understand there's a lot of, people talk really bad about it and they talk bad about single moms and all that stuff, but I never want to ever act like being a stepdad is something negative. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that people make mistakes. Right now, if y'all know me, I said a million times, you got to own your bad decisions. You got to accept what comes with your bad decisions. So this is not me saying that those women who maybe had kids with really bad men or men that they shouldn't have had kids with are absolved from fucking their bad decisions. But bad decisions do happen. And if you are willing to put yourself in a very given position to help someone who didn't affect that decision, because the kids had no choice in who their parents are. So if you're willing to sacrifice and give to those kids both mentally and physically and everything like that, I find nothing wrong with that. I find that to be very commendable. That being said, I'm going to say why I'm choosing not to do that and why a lot of men choose not to do that. And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna be as fired up as I was in the other one, so I'm gonna try my best to, y'all know me, I'm gonna crack a joke here and there, but I don't wanna go off and go, kind of crazy on this one like I normally do. To start off with, the biggest thing. So first and foremost, let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and this is it's a guess. I think most men who don't want to be stepdads or are against being in a serious relationship with women who have kids, I think that is a very case by case basis. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. There was a girl who I dated about, I want to say 3 years ago now. Almost, damn, might have been 4 years ago. She had 2 kids. And I was attracted to her, but it wasn't like I was head over heels. Like I was like, she was jaw-droppingly pretty. Man, I was considering it. I ain't gonna lie. And it had nothing to do with, I know y'all, the first thing everybody thinks about, oh, that pussy must have been fired. Nah, bro. Like that's not, for me, bro, like don't get me wrong. Like I love sex, but it's not something that's gonna like hook me to somebody, bro. That's for tender dick goofies. Like that's not me. But she just was such a good, like I always say this. I was like, bro, if I could take her qualities that she had and just put it in anybody else, I'm like, I would not be out here single right now. She had every quality that I looked for in a woman. Like honestly, like she was just her personality was top tier. Now the thing that kept me from doing it though was the two kids. Then they was two small kids at that. Like, they were like they couldn't have been no older than like 3-4 years old. So I was like, I just can't, bro. I can't. To this day, bro, I was like, bro, if it was just one of them, I might have been like, yeah, let's go ahead and make some shake. But like just two, I was like, ugh. But that's coming from someone who I have no plans of being a stepdad at all. So, and I think most men who feel like that, if they was to find a girl who was that sweet and caring and all that other stuff, I think most of them, I don't care how against it they are, it's just so hard to find. It'd be difficult to say no. And here's the thing, that girl I'm talking about, she wasn't from the States. She was from one of those Polynesian islands. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Hawaii? It wasn't Hawaii. It was somewhere out there. It was a small island, but she was from out there, so she wasn't even from the States. I think she had came here maybe like 6 or 7 years before I met her. So like, that's how she grew up, was to be like that. Like this girl would give me these awesome, crazy massages, and she'd bring me food, and she was just so caring, and she'd clean up. But like, she was just, bro, that girl was top tier bomb. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like personality wise. Like, I'm like, God, bro, like I remember after dating her, I was like, bro, they don't even know if they could just take like half of what you do and just take that on. Like, there'd be whatever, any woman that can't find a man right now would find one in like a week if they was to act like her. But I'm getting off topic anyhow. But that, I do want to state that like most people like would especially in 2023, maybe 30 years ago it might not have, because it was more common, but today, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck I don't care how fucking demonstrative a man is towards single moms. Let him find some shit like that. He gonna be like, well, he gonna try. Goddamn, because this is too hard to find. But going into it, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But then going into it, like, what is my drawback from it? So the number one thing for me, right, and what I was kind of touched on. Well, before I get in, let me just say, to me, it's just more trouble. It's more of a roadblock than I would experience if I just didn't. Which sounds very like, but this is the truth. It's more work. So I'll put it like this, and this is the way I look at things in the worst case scenario. I know that's a very fucking negative way to look at things. I can't help it. At times I can be a bit, not as cheerful, but the way I look at it is the worst case scenario. So let's say, put myself in a baby dad's perspective. Let's say my child hit me up and said, my mom's boyfriend just hit me. Me personally, knowing how hard I love, I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear what happened. I want some blood. It's up. We finna send this bitch up. Now, from that perspective, I couldn't be mad if a baby father was to act like that with me. But here's the thing. I told y'all in that podcast, bro, like, my house is, like, everyone who lives in my house's safety is my responsibility. Meaning that if I have someone who's not being disciplined in my house and who's not respecting my house, I either have to get them out the house or check it. There's no in betweens. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. A lot of these women don't like, especially like the real, not very assertive ones. They have a hard time controlling these kids. I remember I was talking to this one girl. We were talking. It had to be like damn near 10 something at night, and her daughter was like running around talking to her and stuff. And I'm like, bro, it's damn near 11 o'clock. Why is she still up? She was like, yeah, she just kind of. I just let her lay down when she gets tired. It's like, when she gets tired, I don't know. Like, but like that's kind of how it goes. Now, vice versa. If I was in charge of that household, your ass is in bed at 8:30 at the latest, and goddamn, whether you sleep or not, just lay there and look at the ceiling. I don't know, but your ass is in bed at 8. But if you have someone, especially an older kid who's never experienced that, listen, talking can only go so far with a lot of kids. Now, I know people are against whooping kids. I understand. And I'm not someone who believes that whooping a kid is the first fucking answer for everything. But it is an answer from time to time. Says, hey, look, shit got to go up. So that is just a extra roadblock, an extra set of trouble that I wouldn't have to go through if I didn't have someone who already had kids. And that's just being honest. And that's not even just for that. If you have a baby father, right? All right, let's flip it this way. Let's say I don't have that issue, but the way I would raise my kids, for example, for me, when I had kids, self-defense is a mandatory thing to know. Now, I'm not saying that my kids need to do fucking self-defense and martial arts and shit forever, but you will know how to throw a punch. You will know how to take someone down, how to stop a takedown. You will know how to handle a weapon, just the basics. And if you want to go further past that, that's up to you, but you will know the basics because you will be safe. Again, everyone's safety is my responsibility. So, that being said, what if the fucking baby father's a bitch? Right, this one of these buttercup, lovey-dovey ass niggas, and he's like, "Oh, violence is not the answer." Now you got two contrasting ideologies going on. You got this goofy ass motherfucker who kumbaya, let's hold hands and be friends, and you got me over here telling you that you need to know how to kill somebody for your own safety. Now, that's too contrasting. Like, you see what I'm talking about? It's just all this extra shit that I don't want to have to deal with. Now, listen, if I should have said this to begin with. If I had kids, I'd be more understanding, right? If I was not a single dad, or I guess a single dad. I don't know. If I just had kids already and I was going into a situation with someone who had kids, I could be understanding about this because, I got to. Like, I don't, that's one thing I do want to speak on. For the motherfuckers who, are against single moms and they got, 3-4 kids, what the fuck is up with you, gang? What the fuck? Like, I have y'all met these motherfuckers? Like, they got 2-3 baby moms talking about something, oh, well, I ain't dating a bitch with kids. Nigga, what? The audacities, niggas. I'm telling you right now, boy, man, some of y'all be on fucking planet, I don't even fucking know. Y'all be goofy as shit. I'm sorry. Anyhow, but yeah, that's where I'm taking this from. Like, me not having it as is and then going into a situation. But it's just a lot of shit that I don't want to. Now, I honestly don't think that most men even think about all the shit that I am. I just am a very forward thinker. Like, I'm very if y'all listen to me enough, I think in the long term a lot. So everything I do has to be calculated. I have to think about it, think about the future ramifications and everything like that. I need to know what's going to happen in the future for me doing what I'm doing today. So I don't think most people even thinking about it like that. I'm gonna get into the reasons why most men don't want to date single moms, and one of those is the baby father, but not from the aspect I'm talking about, but for the baby father fucking them. Now, I can't speak. I'll say this. This is what I've learned in the years of me dating, and I've dated women with kids. I've dated women with no kids. I've dated women with multiple kids. That is very dependent. It's a case by case basis. It's not a. Well, let me say this. It's not a fucking irrational thing to be worried about. I'll say that because there is a lot of the one thing I've noticed. I'm not gonna say because I know some people say just having the kids makes an attachment. I don't think that's the case because I know a lot. I know a few women who've had kids with guys who they look at like a bitch and they kind of they having sex with them will probably turn their stomach. But there's other women who I know, however much they don't show it, they still love the fuck out that dude. Maybe they can't be with him because he's immature, right? Like if you're a 30-year-old woman with a 5-year-old and you know your baby daddy's a kid at heart, right? He's not taking care of business. He doesn't have a reliable job. Maybe you still care about him, but you live in a real world. You need somebody who can take care of you and your child and make life easier for you. So I understand that. So maybe but the fact you still care about him, and bro gonna be floating around, y'all gonna be forever entwined. He might crack again in the future. You never know. So that is a very reasonable thing to be worried about. For me, I feel like I'm not saying I don't care about it, but If a woman's gonna cheat, a woman's gonna cheat. Like there's really nothing you could do about that. I know a lot of people maybe who haven't dated, like who haven't had a extended period being single or nothing like that. It's a mind blowing, astronomically crazy thing to think of a woman cheating. Like, oh, women don't cheat. Men are the main ones to cheat. They just dogs. None of those. Shit, gang. You. Hey, look, for hey. Y'all ain't got listen. No, you ain't got to believe me. You believe what you want to believe. But I seen a lot out here, gang, and is ruthless. I say that much. I'll leave it at that. It is ruthless as a motherfucker out here. So, to me, the whole thing with the baby daddy is like, if she was gonna cheat with him, she was gonna cheat with somebody else regardless. So I don't think that makes a difference. But that's a big thing. Another big thing is people talk about is which this to me is some bitch ass shit, and I'm gonna speak on why. A lot of men they did talk about the kids are gonna come before me. Bro, listen. And this is what I'm talking about with you lovey-dovey buttercup ass niggas, bro. I don't. First and foremost, your goal is supposed to come before hers. So what the fuck? I can't. I'll never understand these fucking. I want to be laid up and get cuddled with you, the fucking goofies, bro. Why the fuck, bro? She's supposed to put her fucking kids first, motherfucker. If she had your kids, she's supposed to put them over you anyway. You fucking goofy. Take care of your fucking self. Y'all niggas just a lot of y'all motherfuckers is out here looking for your goddamn mama. You not dating your fucking mama. You fucking goofball. I told myself I wasn't gonna get turned up on this podcast. Let me chill out. But I'm just saying I can't stand these fucking you soft ass niggas give us a bad rep, bro. That shit, I remember the first time I heard that shit on the internet. She's gonna put more time into her kids and she's gonna put into me. Think about being a fucking grown ass goddamn man mad that a woman's taking care of her boy. Y'all just get on my fuck. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the most annoying things I see on social media is whenever women call men sassy. But shit like that, hearing shit like that just makes me not like. I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad at what they say. I can't even fucking, because that just sounds so fucking goofy, bro. What are you talking about? I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, if I was to date a single mom, I would hope that you're putting your kids over me, because now that's to a point, right? So I guess I should speak on this. Like, I'm not saying like you don't make time to see me at all. Like, it means there gotta be a balance there somewhere. But if it comes down to who's number one in your life, it should be your fucking kids. And I want to see that, because if I have kids with you, I want my kids to come number one. What the fuck does it tell me if you putting I'm not going to say I'm a random nigga, but if you're going to put me over your kids, guess what? If I have kids with you and we don't work, you're going to put another nigga over both of them. That says a lot about you. These motherfuckers don't be thinking, bro. Like, I'll never understand some of y'all, bro. Y'all are just these soft, cuddly fucking Care Bears who just want to be rubbed up on and lay up on a fucking girl like they your mama, you punk bitch. Like, if you one of them dudes feeling like that, bro, get the fuck on. I don't even be mad when hoes be breaking your heart, because y'all just need some toughening up. Y'all should have got your ass beat when y'all was kids. You know what? We're getting worked up again. My bad. I'm gonna chill out. That should have took me off goddamn topic, bro. That shit just irks my nerves, bro. I just can't. But yeah, back on subject. So yeah, that's one of the other things. And I think the last thing that I'll say why a lot of men are against single moms is there's the Mike Jones effect, I call it. So what the Mike Jones effect is back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. So I think a lot of men notice, which I've noticed too, especially as I've gotten a bit older, is women who do have kids tend to be a lot more aggressive for relationships. And I mean a lot more, I mean like a lot more. Like annoyingly more. At least to me, like goddamn, like it's like I just met you. Don't ask me what the fuck, where this is going. I don't know you yet. Like, that's not even a good question. I don't know you enough to know where this is going. But that's like you get like any dating with a purpose women that you meet, all that shit, they're normally gonna be single moms. And I've noticed that. And I think a lot of dudes, the reason why they get this Mike Jones effect is that they're looking at it from okay, like for example, maybe they had a girl who didn't fuck with them in high school, who they couldn't get a date with. They go, they have a kid or two, and now they come back and now they want to be, and so now they feeling a way about that. So their get back along with maybe not taking that girl seriously is talking shit online about them. So that's which I think is also petty. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely women who I mean, I haven't lived in the school that I went to high school in. I haven't lived in school. I haven't lived in the town that I went to high school in since I graduated high school, really. Like, I think I left maybe, well I graduated in like June. I think I left like that September. I was gone within like 2 months and I never came back. So, I mean, I've come back to visit, but I never came back to live there. So I haven't had this experience, but I'm sure if I lived there, there's shits, man, me just looking on social media, I'd say 80% of the girls who turned me down in high school want this dick right now. Maybe even more. I ain't gonna lie. Goddamn, they looking and doing bad. But I'm never gonna get on there and talk greasy about him and all this other shit. Like for what? Bro, if you really are doing well for yourself, if you really out here standing on business and you are making something of yourself, why do you care to fucking shit on this girl? You see what I'm saying? Like, what does it matter to you? I've never understood that. Like, shitting on women in general on social media. Like, I hope no one listens to my podcast and think that's what I'm trying to do. I am sometimes overtly blunt, but like, I have no disdain or anger in my heart towards anybody, and a lot of that comes from the fact, and I'm gonna come out and say it. What a lot of these dudes need to realize, bro. If a woman rejected you in the past, it's because she had better options than you. And if she wants you now, it's because you are a better option. You should feel good to know that you're a better option than what you were before. That means you grew. Let's just keep it a buck. Now, I know we all, wanna think about, I think every man's, if there is a universal fantasy for a man as far as a relationship goes, it's every man's fantasy to find a woman who gets with him while he's broke or not doing well for himself, and y'all grow together, and you're on, and she stayed true through the whole time. She didn't treat you different. She didn't shit on you. And I'm gonna just be flat out honest with you. It's not gonna happen. It can, we see the LeBrons, we see the I can't think of all of them right now. I mean, there's examples of women who do that, but that's few and far between. That's few and far between. For the most part, you are going to have to be successful to find the woman that you're looking for. I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to the world. Welcome to planet Earth. That just is what it is. So to just have this fucking, because you're doing well and these women are coming around and you're just gonna be angry and salty about this shit. You think I just mentioned about these girls being ultra aggressive with this relationship shit? You think they was doing that back in 2019? Bro, in 2019, I had a futon, a rug, a TV, and a bed in my little ass fucking 700 square foot apartment that was in downtown Newport News. I was dealing with a good amount of women, but they wasn't hounding me. Now maybe after like 6-7 months or something like that, they'd come around and where's this going? That's because they starting to like me. But you think when they came over, they was like, oh yeah, this is my future husband? Fuck no. They were attracted to me and they liked my personality, but they wasn't motherfucker, I ain't had no bread. I had a decent car for my age, but that was about it. Probably more like, I mean, I did, I was living by myself and I had my own place at 21. So that's doing better than most people that age. But for the most, it wasn't like I was balling. So they left me the fuck alone when it came to that. But guess what? Now, God damn it, on the first fucking date, I'm getting asked these fucking pressing ass questions to be pissing me off. But like that, I'm not mad about that. I'm annoyed by it because it's like, bro, can I get to know you first? But like, that's not no shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, I have no disdain against it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I fucking, and maybe because like I said, I'm not a hopeless romantic as they call it, but I fucking got rid of that fantasy build together bullshit a long time ago. I don't even like It wasn't gonna happen. It wasn't gonna happen. All those rose-colored glasses and the fucking in this fantasy notebook, fucking I don't know what other Titanic love story shits. I ain't paid them shits no mind game. Do they happen? Yes. Can it happen? Yes. But it's the same as fucking. To me, is the same as hitting a lotto, or finding gold, or striking oil, or some shit. If it happens, congratulations. If it doesn't, welcome to the real world. You know what I'm saying? So that is what that is. This kind of went all over the fucking place, but the moral story is I didn't want to. The reason why I wanted to do this was I didn't want nobody to think that I had this negative connotation of being being a stepdad, and I also wanted to explain what my feelings were, because I think a lot of people have like this, like men who don't want to be stepdads have this hatred towards women or some shit like that. Like it's not, hell no. But the reality is reality. Now look, I will say this though. If I was the age I am now, right? If let's say I stayed home an extra 2-3 years until I was like 21, didn't do much for myself, then started getting into a career. Let's say I got a DUI and went to jail for a little bit. Then I get out, right? And now I'm stumbling and fumbling, right? And I'm stressed out, so I gain some weight, right? And I get to my age I am now. Let's say I'm only making $30,000 a year because I have a hard time finding a job because I got a felony, right? And I got all this shit going on. I would have to live with the consequences of my decision. Life is going to be harder. That is what that is. I don't think no one's going to boo-hoo for me if that was my situation. That being said, if you were 18, 19, 20 years old and you got pregnant by a bum, that was your decision. You know what I'm saying? Unless something crazy happened, that was your decision. Now, just like in the scenario that I gave about myself, I could still be successful with all that going on. I know plenty of convicted felons that are doing very well for themselves, that are making good money. But guess what? They accepted their circumstances. They didn't boo-hoo. They didn't fucking act like what they did wasn't it and it's not their fault and woe is me. No, they went and they got on their fucking grind. So if that is you in your shoes, you're a single mom, instead of fucking saying how all men ain't shit, instead of sharing these stupid ass memes all day, instead of having this attitude and all this other shit, if you're struggling, accept your circumstance, accept that your dating journey is going to be different than everybody else's because of what happened, right or wrong. No one's blaming you. No one's judging you. But you got to understand that decisions have consequences. Everything has a consequence. That's all you got to do. Just accept it and work with it and be patient. That's another thing. Everybody just instant gratification. Be patient. It might take a little longer. I don't know what to tell you. That scenario I just gave you about myself, if that was my actual situation in life, it'd take me a little longer to get to a better point in life. That's the situation. Live with it. Accept it. Understand it. I don't understand why it seems like everybody out and they fucking mama nowadays needs this fucking sob story and we all have to normalize this and normalize that. Motherfucker, you made a mistake. And some mistakes have permanent consequences. Accept the fucking permanent consequences. Fuck you in them tears. Not to be too rough. I gotta start being more fucking compassionate on these. My bad. But yeah, I think I got my point across. I hope I wasn't too harsh. I might have been. Oh well. This is the Monster Reaper Training, man. Y'all be easy, man. I'll get up with y'all very, very soon. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Please hit that subscribe button if you're listening on Spotify or any other ones, and follow the podcast for more content coming up very soon. We don't chase dreams, we hunt goals. Let's get it.